inside the Rockwall Sportscenter Yellowjacket update. I'm Chris Curtis, joined by the host of the Yellowjackets, Billy Quinton. Billy, finally a win in the win column after 3 straight losses. We are finally winning. We're 1-0 now in district as Rockwall defeats North Garland by the final of 47-20 on Friday night. And seems like that offense that we thought was kind of clicking at AT&T Stadium week after last all came together at home on Friday.
It really clicked on Friday night, and that's what we've been expecting to see this whole season. It's weird to think about. If you go back to last year, Rockwall was in the midst of a 4-game losing streak. I don't think Coach Webb has ever had a 4-game losing streak. So it's good to get the win against North Garland. And North Garland, they're a little bit better than what we've seen before. Came into the ball game 2-1. They did not play the same non-district schedule that we did. But hey, anytime you go 2-1 and hang 50 on somebody, that's doing your job. And so we knew they were going to be a little bit tougher than the previous years, but Rockwall went out there, established everything early, got the quick scoring drive to start the ball game, and never looked back.
Let's talk about the doom and gloom of Xavier Castile leaving last year. What are we going to do? Then we found this young man, a junior named Sam Crawford. Man, he has filled the shoes quite nicely this year so far.
Well, us in the booth were pretty excited about Sam even last year, and it was North Garland that Sam started getting recognized, getting a touchdown reception against North Garland at Williams Stadium last year. This week he gets 156 yards receiving, I believe, 3 touchdowns. Outstanding performance. A couple of those big gainers and touchdown was on screen pass where he did most of the work, making people miss, getting some key blocks. So that was fun to see. The rushing gets back on track. Caleb Broach has had an outstanding year, both offense and defense. And it was good also to see the defense come in and make some plays. They had been all season. And they had a 47-7 lead at halftime. So the offense is doing their job, the defense doing their job, and most of the backup players played the second half. So that's why 13 points eventually was scored by North Garland. But the 47-20 final is a big one. It's huge as far as momentum, and then they start looking forward to getting 2-0 in district.
And of course, all the way around the board, looks like Coach Webb has to be happy this Friday after his team's first win, 47-20 against North Garland.
Yeah, we played a pretty complete game in the first half on Friday and really just exceptional in all 3 phases. And we got a defensive score. We had a score on special teams, and then we, I think Will Reed threw 5 touchdown passes in the first half. So we're really proud of the way the kids came out. And, we're a little bit worried about being flat in that game and really kind of came out on fire. And then, it was a game where everybody really got to play. A lot of kids got to play significant time in the second half that typically don't get all that many snaps.
And, of course, Billy, one of the exciting things about this team this year was the defense. The defense really came out to play on Friday night. Of course, you had an interception by Joanna. Then you had the big man rumble by Kenneth coming in the end zone for a touchdown, making it 40-0 before the half even ended. Can I talk about what you've seen in this defense so far this year and what gets you even more excited as we move forward?
Well, pardon the term, but they swarm. Yeah. They really do. They are everywhere. I mean, when we watched them against Trinity, one of the best teams in the state, they were getting in the backfield and making the Trinity offense have to work for every yard that they got. So we knew going into this game with North Garland, even though the Raiders like to spread it around and spread it out, throw it down the field a little bit, that the defense was going to make it very difficult for Duffy, the quarterback, who was an outstanding player, by the way. It was fun watching that kid play. He made some things happen. Rockwall could have had a few more sacks and maybe a couple more turnovers if it wasn't for their quarterback. But, yes, Tobias with the scoop and score, that was fun to see. Joanna with the interception. It was one of the few times that North Garland was threatening, and Joanna gets the interception in the end zone to stop that scoring threat. And, of course, just the overall defense, that front line getting in there, getting penetration, having the linebackers ahead away, and also Barone coming in, stepping in for Walker Knight, who's been injured. Linebackers doing a good job. And then the secondary. They're just all over the receivers. They've been doing that all season. They play it tight, and they make it very difficult for these receivers to get open. So it's just been a joy to watch this defense and see them play and just blow up offenses. Luke Turman's always in the backfield. It's just great to see the flowing hair. That makes us mad. Me and the other announcers with our
I'm not going to say anything.
Not flowing hair. But anyway, the helmet even accidentally comes off, and we can see it even better. Anyway, I'm bitter. Anyway, let's move on. But it's just really fun to watch this defense play.
The Tim Riggins of the Rockwall Yellowjackets, of course. And, of course, you got to think Coach Webb has to be very happy about his team's defense this Friday night.
We have played well defensively, played well Friday night, and, that's the area of the team we have the most returning experience from last year. So, we ought to be pretty good defensively, and we just keep trying to get better each week.
All right, Billy, next up, the Lakeview Centennial Patriots coming off a loss to Rylette, 48-40 this past Friday night. Looks like they are a team that can run the ball pretty darn well. Maybe not so much in the passing game, but what do we look for here coming in with a 1-0 versus 0-1.
Okay, here's one thing I'm looking forward to. You say Rowlett all the
Rowlett.
time. It's Rowlett.
Yeah.
We're going to have to work on that before we play Rowlett. Are we going to work on that?
At least I got the Rockwall down.
Okay,
Right?
you are getting the Rockwall down. So anyway, yeah, we've had to look forward to is a game I think that's going to be a lot closer than we thought it would be before the season started. They're 3-1, as you mentioned, coming to this ball game. They do lose to Rowlett, but it was a barn burner, and they have an offense that can put it on the ground. They don't throw it a lot, at least in the last couple games. They haven't got a lot of yards passing, but they got a couple runners that can put it in the end zone and get some yards. And so that's going to be the challenge for the Rockwall defense. I think our offense should be okay. We're looking at these games. The Centennial has given up a few points, so Rockwall should look to score. Going to be at Homer B for the first time in 2 years. Normally we're at Homer B at least once a year playing Rowlett when we do play them. But this last year was a weird kind of scheduling deal where we never went to Homer B, and it's the brand new Homer B where they refurbished it. So that's exciting too. So get to see Centennial and see what they can do, and hopefully go 2-0 in district.
It's going to jab that sword a little more.
I am. I'm just going to keep going. Yeah.
Season's way too long now at this point. You got to think Coach Webb's excited about playing Lakeview Centennial at home or over in Garland. Let's see what he has to say about his upcoming matchup with the Patriots.
They're truly, really a good team. I think they've got to be considered one of the district favorites. They lost a barn burner to Rowlett on Friday night. They played really well in that game. They are absolutely explosive offensively. They've got skill kids all over the field that can score. Anytime they touch the ball, they have a really good offensive line. And then defensively, they're a 3-4 man coverage team, press man in your face, and it's kind of feast or famine with them defensively. So they present some real challenges defensively that we have not had to face all year.
And, of course, don't forget, if you can't make it out to the game this Friday night, it's www.rockwallisd.com to check out Billy and his crew. We got to mention some names.
David Sweet, Brian Williams, John Bailey.
They were giving me a hard time, too, so we got to do that as well. But, of course, 7:30, www.rockwallisd.com. Of course, any final thoughts before we go into this matchup on Friday?
Everybody can get out there. It's a Friday night game again. It's not too far of a trip to go to Homer B. Just go down 66, take a left on Centennial, and you're there. So it's a great stadium. It's a fun game to go to, and Rockwall's looking to go 2-0. This is where we make our run, and we're going to be that team, I think, by the end of the season that will be a team that everybody worries about, and they're going to go, wait, didn't they start 0-3? And so it's going to be fun.
Now they're the best 1-3 team in
they
the
are.
state of Texas.
They are.
Of course, we want to thank we had 1,000 hits on this video last week, so keep them coming, keep them rolling. Rockwall football obviously is surging right forward, and hopefully they'll be 2-0. We meet next Monday. Of course, for Billy Quinn, I'm Chris Curtis. We'll see you next week. Have a great week.
Please, don't break.